Um, those little
Okay, we're live.
the okay.
All right,
Sounds
so Yvette, you were gonna start searching them, and I was 20 on that.
Actually, I think Nimbus will suggest that he searches the bodies because there's a lot of bodies, and it might take him a little while, and everyone else could use a short rest.
Okay, so is everybody in agreement to
Gustavus
that?
is cool with that.
Need me too?
Yeah, because if you short rest, then you have the ability to use some of your hit dice to heal. You're really quiet, Mom.
Okay, short rest.
Can you put your mic closer to your mouth, Mom?
Okay, I'll turn it up. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. How's that?
That's even better.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, so if you guys want to short rest, do they successfully short rest?
Well, you go through the bodies, and can I get a perception roll?
from all of us.
No, just from Nimbus. I assume he's
Okay.
the only one staying vigilant.
Yes. Yeah. And I'll have Belker helping me out.
Yep. Okay, other than wildlife, you don't notice anything.
Okay. Hey, good hit dice rolls, everybody.
Handcuff. Cool. I need that.
What do you think of it? Do you need to do a second one? Yeah, it looks like it, right?
Yeah.
Augustus, you're healing too?
Yes, I rolled 2 hit dice.
And
Alright.
you rolled 10 on both. Nice.
Are we? How early in the day are we here?
It is about 11:30 in the morning. No, it's about 10:30 in the morning. Sorry, I forgot it takes you half a day to get there, and you're about halfway there.
Okay.
Daddy, I'm wondering. Me and Augustus both rolled 10, but then we didn't get it as green, but Yvette did.
That's because Yvette is a D10.
So a green tells you that you got a maximum on your dice, and she's got a smaller dice than you guys.
How come I got a smaller dice?
Well, you're just not built quite as ruggedly.
Oh. Well, they got that wrong, didn't they?
Oh wait, no, you don't have a smaller dice. You have the same size of dice. It's just your constitution is not quite as strong as theirs.
Okay, so, Mom, on the bandit rating, or so we'll start. I'll start deleting them as we do them. This bandit here has nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. I'm going to do the next 5 guys.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, you found 3 guys had something on them. Just one sec.
Cool.
First guy had 15 gold pieces. 15 copper pieces.
Yeah,
Mom?
that's. Mom, are you keeping track of what's coming in?
Yeah.
Okay, so first had 15 copper pieces. Second one had 24 copper pieces. Third one had 9 gold pieces.
24, did you say? 89? How many golds?
9 golds.
We'll put 1 in the kitty. Bring us to 100 and 2 for each of us.
Well, we'll wait and to divide it up until he's done with the guys.
Okay, this one has the bandit leader in it. And you find a potion on him.
Oh, nice.
What potion?
You don't know.
Oh. What color is it?
Can we sample it to identify it?
Mm,
Yep.
I'm not sampling it.
It's
Nimbus will
transparent. It's a transparent liquid, and floating in it is a sliver of a huge toenail.
Ew! Oh my god,
Nimbus will sample it.
no.
We know what this is. This is a potion of giant strength. We have one of those already.
Oh, do you?
It's
Oh,
another
okay.
one.
Yeah, you got another
Yeah.
one.
But we don't know necessarily what giant. Or do they only come in one variation now?
Sorry. Yeah, you don't know what giant, but it is a stone giant one.
And Gussie, is that what the other one is?
It was.
Yeah.
Let me check.
I thought it was a mountain giant.
Okay, I'm gonna take this one then.
Yes, we have a potion of stone giant strength.
Oh, you're going to take that one?
Yeah, I'll take
This?
the other one. Yeah.
Okay.
It makes sense because the elves will fight with dexterity.
Oh, and you find the last 2 you search. You find something on the second last guy. You find 12 silver pieces.
12?
Yep.
Ooh.
All right. So you have looted the body.
And can we get a metric ton of arrows from them?
You can have half the arrows you shot back.
Rounds, right? That we went.
Well, but what about the bandits' arrows?
Oh yeah, right. They were using crossbow bolts.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So I think the Gussie, why don't you just grab however many crossbow bolts you think you can?
Does anybody need arrows while we're stopped here?
I'm
Oh
resting.
yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
well, we're done the resting, Gus.
Do you want 10, 10 or 15 or 20?
I only have 5, so whatever I think would be the best one.
Probably
Okay,
15 would make the most sense.
Okay.
so you can
Yeah.
add 15, and I will take. That puts us down to 25 arrows.
Hey Trevor, can you check
Yes.
the stream and make sure that you can hear everybody?
You bet.
Ooh.
All right.
Proceed.
So
Can I
everybody's done.
take? Do I have the ability to take 24 crossbow bolts from the enemy?
Yep.
How many rounds did we play?
I don't know, sweetie.
6, wasn't it?
Okay. If
Yeah,
it
it
was
sounds like everyone's
6.
live.
Okay. And so, we had 6, and I shot 12 times. I would only get 6 arrows back. I
So
can't go into.
Jay, your quiver only holds 20. So anything beyond that, you may just want to put back in the
Oh,
group pile.
okay. Then, take the 6.
Take what?
She's giving you 6 arrows back.
Okay.
All right. So you guys done shifting your inventory around?
I just realized I have way more crossbow bolts than I'm allowed to have in my quiver. So, in the group crossbow bolt stash, that I'm going to give you 30 crossbow bolts.
Are there any other weapons that we could take and sell? Not use.
I think mostly they're already on the list. There should be Nimbus's old armor and shield there.
Yeah, no, I know, but there's no weapons among the thieves, though, right?
There probably isn't much we would be able to liquidate. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, let's not go there because I deleted all the tokens.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But Big Boss wasn't wearing any armor of note.
No. No, most of it was like I think he had leather on.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was pretty badly.
Yeah.
Like
It would
they
be
didn't
stinky
look
old.
like they were in very good shape. They didn't have much money between them, and they
And
definitely.
they came looking in the wrong place for it.
That's right.
Perhaps when we get to Neverwinter, we will learn that there was a reward for the vanquishing of these bandits. How will we prove that we got rid of them? Is there any
Take
idea?
their
No, I'm not
Does
taking the head with me.
does Big Boss have a signet ring or anything?
No,
All right.
Grab a
no,
piece of
he
their
doesn't
clothing.
have anything.
All right. I don't think we have any way of necessarily identifying them, but we can, we can describe who we took care of.
Mm-hmm. All
Do we
right.
have anybody with any artistic ability in the group that could do
Hmm.
a
Let's
drawing?
check.
I am gonna spend a moment or two looking at the head bandit so that I can give an amazing oratory in description of the person we slayed.
I might be
Gussie,
able to carve one of them out of wood.
yeah. And
Yeah.
Gussie, you're proficient with a disguise kit. Why don't you make a vet look like exactly like him?
Yeah, but what if they want to kill them? And then they kill the
Yep.
bat.
Good thinking, Jay. That's why you're on top of stuff.
Yes.
All right. So are
Uh,
you guys traveling on, or
yeah,
Yep.
I think we've
okay?
done everything we can here.
All right. So you guys travel, and the road as you get closer to Neverwinter becomes more and more established. What was just basically two wagon tracks slowly evolves into like an actual dirt road, which slowly evolves into a cobblestone lane. And by this time, you can see the city coming towards you. I'll give you a top-down view of the city as you're coming closer, but I don't have any side views for it.
As the road has become cobblestone, are we interacting? Did we meet other travelers on the road that maybe we could get some information from, or that I can regale just with great stories? Because I'm fun to be around.
Yeah, I mean, as you get closer, there's other travelers that are making their way towards Neverwinter as well. You there's plenty of people to annoy as you make your way closer. Are you trying to entertain them with your skills?
With your
Yes,
fancy loot.
with my fancy loot and my skills, and there might be some cape billowing.
All right. Can I have a performance roll?
Roll good.
If Nimbus like backs him up with like some armpit percussion, can you get advantage?
Oh, well, you must be you're on fire today. You regale them with stories and songs of your adventures, and you even track some farmers that travel for a little while to listen to your stories, and but then drop off as they get too far away from their farms. And um, yeah, it's a nice evening, and it looks like or an afternoon, and it looks like the city is fresh and shiny. This particular city was in history that you guys would know, being from this area, was destroyed about 100 years ago, and it was rebuilt over the last 100 years or last few years, and it's really been a thriving metropolis again in the last handful of years. So everything is fresh and rebuilt, and the place looks really good.
Ah, yes. I think I've only probably seen Neverwinter from the ocean since its rebuilding. That was a tragedy years ago.
That's right. Can I have a knowledge or a history roll there, Nimbus?
Sure.
So you might have even come into the port and docked there, so you'd be familiar with um, the Moonstone Mask, which is over here.
Oh, okay.
It's a famous landmark in Neverwinter. Back, what happened to the city? There's something that happened to the city, and basically this inn was pulled out of the land and lifted up, and it's out in the middle of the bay, and it actually floats above the water. And so you would know of it.
Okay.
And as you're making your way down the road, you guys would be entering from this gate over here.
Okay. Southwest
Yeah,
or southeast.
yeah. And that's where you guys would find yourselves, at the
Okay.
gates.
But this is pretty sad. I mean, we don't even know what this city that we're walking up to looks like because we don't have any pictures. It's like all we can see is if we were a bird, like 500 feet in the air, staring down.
Yeah. Well, you're standing in front of the a large wall that's made out of stone, and there's a gate set into the wall in front of you with two spiral guard towers to either side. There's a steel pork cutlass. Do you know what a pork cutlass is, Monkey?
Nope.
It's the gates, the metal gates that they used to use in castle doors. You know, that you can kind of see through. You remember on Princess Bride, they had a pork cutlass?
Yeah.
Portcullis? Yeah. And so they can raise and lower it to stop people from coming in. Currently, the portcullis is raised, and people are coming and going from the city. There's a handful of guards at the front gate that seem bored, but are questioning people as they come in on their business and letting them pass, and letting people come out of the city without being questioned so much.
Okay.
So
Well, shall we head in?
Sorry, you guys both talked at the same time, so I didn't get what you guys said.
Go ahead, Mom.
I said, a city. Let us enter and explore.
Not just any city, one of the greatest cities.
Yes.
So yeah, you make your way up to the front gate, and there's like a lineup to go through the gate. You wait patiently for your turn, and there's some farmers and looks like merchants in front of you. The guards kind of go through the merchants' material, like through their, poke through their stuff and make sure there's nothing contraband or anything like that in it, and wave them on, and shortly it's your turn. And he says, well, hurry up, we don't have all day. Bring your cart forward.
Nimbus will pull the cart forward.
Hello, good sir, Augustus.
Hello, yes. Are you merchants? Farmers?
No, we are adventurers returning from an adventure.
With that,
hoping
he
to
rolls his
restock
eyes.
in-
He rolls his eyes when you say you're an adventurer. And he's like, oh, okay, some of you guys.
We're hoping to restock in your city before we head out for the next big adventure. any suggestions of a good that good proprietor for us to visit?
Your largest market.
Yeah, that would be the markets in the near the uh you're gonna want the market near the Winged Wyvern bridge. It's to the east and north a bit.
Is it on the south side of the city or the across the river?
It's on the south side. Now I'm gonna have to check your cart. Is there anything that you? Oh no, you guys don't have the cart anymore. You have the.
Nope.
You have your
The chest.
chest, right?
We
Yeah.
have a hand cart with the chest in.
A hand cart with a chest. I'm gonna have to
Well,
check your cart here and your chest if that's all right.
yes, by all means.
Well, we can't get into the chest at this point. It's been magically locked.
Oh no. That magically locked one was destroyed a long time ago.
Oh, was it?
You had to destroy it to get the rod out of it. Well, probably didn't have to, but did.
Oh, okay. So I gotta take that out of our.
Yeah, this is just the large chest that we had. We had it bolted to our original
Right.
wagon.
That's right. There's 2 holes in the bottom of it, or 4 holes in the bottom of it. So the guard makes his way over and kind of looks around the cart a little bit and looks underneath it and says, "Can you open the chest for me, sir?"
Absolutely. Nimbus will do so.
And what does he see again?
Oh, big stack of coins. Like a lot of coins.
So Augustus, a spell that makes things invisible. Hang on.
Gustavus, pay attention to the requirements of the spell.
Sure.
Because there's vocal, somatic, and component. So if you do, if there's a vocal and somatic requirement, then people will know that you're casting a spell.
Right. I don't think I do, actually. Maybe I was looking at maybe taking one, but I didn't take it, so...
Yeah. If there's just somatic, you can try and get away with it, but it's difficult. But anything you're going to do is going to have verbal because you're a bard. Your magic is loud.
Okay, so he looks in and he's what's the meaning of this?
The meaning of all the coins?
And he takes like a step back and puts his hand on his hesitantly on his sword and says, "Are you bandits?"
Hey, sir.
No.
I already told you, we are adventurers. We have been adventuring. It was quite successful, as you can see. And now we look to enter your city and
Spend our coin.
spend the coin.
We have undertaken several missions for the township of
Of Fandelen.
Fandelen, which, and one of the terms of our agreement was that we would be able to keep any loot that we retrieved during that.
Can I get a persuasion check from Gustavus, and you can do it with advantage?
I press shift to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got a critical success. He says,
Whoa, good
and his
job.
hand comes off of his sword, and he goes, and you found all of this treasure?
Well, not in one place, but yes. And we've been paid well, too, for some of the missions that we have accomplished.
And this was all
There
just
was the
sitting out there.
one.
This is
There
more
was
money
the
than I'll.
one.
This is more money than I'll spend in my entire career.
Well, they were big adventures. There was the one where we went down into the dungeon and saw the undead horse. There was the other where we went and saw the
Can I
gnomes.
have a
And there
performance?
was
All right, so you actually, he seems very genuinely impressed.
there was the one with the 8 heads, and then the one with the pig worshipping people. Oh wait, there was 2 with pig worshipping people. I refer to them as pig worshipping mission 1 and pig worshipping mission 2.
Augustus, save your great stories for perhaps the inn this evening. Anyone around that wishes to hear the end of Augustus's great tales should show up there. Bring your coins.
I'll be there all week.
Which inn are you going to be at?
We haven't actually established that, but probably something.
Close to the market.
Shane, is that Moonstone Mark an inn?
Yeah.
Well, that's probably the Moonstone Mark.
Ah, great choice.
I think that's befitting us. I think.
Shall we let you get back to your regular work? Such important, noble work you do guarding the city.
He waves goodbye and says he'll see you tonight at the Moonstone Mark or Mask.
I'll be with you all.
I strum my lute. It sends off some magical musical notes that it does, and I billow my cape.
Some children that happen to be walking by squeal in delight when they see the magical notes coming out of your lute.
Oh, maybe they've never seen a dwarf before, Gussie.
I strum the lute some more. I dance a little bit of a jig with the children.
All right, Jay, what do you think we should do next?
Okay, so we're right here, right?
Yep, that's where you are.
Okay, so since we're looking in, I think we need to go. I think we should head towards the winged wyvern, but while we're walking, we can check out all the little shops in between.
All right, I will pull the cart. Lead the way.
Okay.
All right, so you guys travel through the city. As I said before, this area in particular that you're traveling down, this particular area is a huge scar that you see in the ground. Is that whole white thing is a huge scar in the ground, and you see workers all the way around it working diligently, hauling dirt into a huge chasm that they're basically trying to refill.
Yeah, that chasm runs all the way to the river, and it probably had ruptured, and the river was probably filling that chasm.
Yeah. So when the city was destroyed before, they had a magma flow that came through the city from that big fissure in the ground. So this is them basically reclaiming that portion of the city.
Oh, okay.
But you can get through it without an issue. They've created walkways to go through and get
Okay.
across. But you see everywhere you look, there's evidence of people building stuff. There's craftsmen everywhere that are building, working on homes and shop fronts and all sorts of stuff. You see evidence of industry basically everywhere. You know, you can tell that there is a lot of money being spent in this city.
Boy, they're doing so much work in this city. It must have been a real mess before they started putting things back together again.
Yeah.
All of these huge scars in the land. Looks like the land was very much damaged.
Wait, when was it damaged again?
Oh, a generation ago.
Oh. Oh wow, and they're still building it.
Yeah, so you make
Such
your
an industrious people. They deserve songs of praise. We will make sure to mention that when we're at the tavern.
all right. So you guys make your way through the city. You don't find any shops that really grab your attention. Mostly, what you're uh, walking through is looks like residences with like corner shops and sort of that sort of thing. Not more sort of groceries and that
Yeah,
sort of thing,
fruit and
rather than
vegetables.
fruit and vegetables, rather than this type of things that you're looking for. So it takes you a while to get through the city. The hustle and bustle is quite astounding. You know, after being in Fendalen and being out on the road and away from people, you find yourself feeling almost a little claustrophobic with the city pressing in on you and everybody jostling you, and you know, carts and horses and all sorts of stuff like that traveling through.
Does Nimbus see any of these like mom and pops, vegetables and grocery? Looking for one that's like looks like it's run by a small family with perhaps a child.
Yeah, you see a little fruit stand to the side, and a little girl and her mother seem to be running the fruit stand, and and she is helping her mother bag the groceries up for the person that's buying the fruit.
So Gustavus will put the
Quit telling me what to do.
God, Gustavus will. He will. Nimbus puts the cart, rests the cart, and steps over, and waits patiently if people are busy. And once they're not, he'll say, "Good day, madam."
Good day. Can I interest you in some watermelon?
Do you have any apples?
I do have apples, fresh picked apples, in fact.
And he'll say to the child, "Well, young lady, I will take 4 apples."
Do you want green apples or red apples?
What's your favorite?
I don't like apples. They get stuck in my teeth.
Well, they're good for your teeth. Let's take 4 red apples.
Okay. And she picks out 4 uh, hand-sized red apples and puts them in a bag for you, and gives it to her mother. She says, "That'll be 4 copper, please."
Oh, thank you very much, madam. And Nimbus will give her 1 gold piece,
And
and then
she
hand.
looks at it and she goes, I can't change this. I'm sorry. Do you have something smaller?
You don't have to change it, madam. Thank you. And then he'll hand a silver piece to the little girl, and say, "And Velker be with you."
Her eyes will go wide, and the coin will disappear in a second. And she goes, "Gee, thanks, mister."
Good day to you. And he will continue on.
Okay. An apple hits you in the back of the head. Why do I get a silver and she gets a gold? Oh, I'm just kidding.
Jay, shoot that child.
No.
uh, and then Nimbus will hand everybody an apple.
Yummy.
Oh, delicious. So crisp. So cool. So juicy.
So much
Look,
better than rations.
the
So caught in my teeth.
the juice is just running down the side of my face. It's wonderful.
Well, then you should stop smearing it all over your face.
Oh, what the? Sounds like a train.
Oh, that's a cart coming by.
Our cart threw a wheel.
Yeah, it makes you go over to the side of the road. Get off to the side there. I need to get by.
Have you any idea what you're doing?
And he goes by.
This reminds me of why I really don't care for cities.
Well, you are wild elves.
So you guys have to stop a few times and ask directions, but in less than an hour, you kind of make your way through the city.
All right, Jay, are you able to find this market for us?
Uh, should I be
Should
rolling survival?
should we not go to get ourselves a room and try and establish a base from which we can move forward, or are we going to take all of our wealth with us everywhere?
That
I
rooster
I
sounds like it's
think
attacking.
I think as long as someone is stays on our chest, like Gussie can sit up on the chest. I don't mind pulling the cart with Gussie on the chest, and we will be doing what we can to try and liquidate all of this as much as possible. Oh, what time of the day is it, Shane? Like, should we even be going to the market? Like,
It is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
oh, so we're a bit okay.
Lots of time for shopping.
All right.
We're gonna keep our eyes open first for selling, for liquidating before purchasing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta fix something. This thing frustrates me sometimes.
Do we have a
All right, so
radio?
you guys find yourself outside of a market, and it says that it's I forget the name of it now. Well, anyway, you find yourself in front of a large building, and it's in a covered market with a bunch of buildings inside of it that you figure, but you're right at the
Oh,
front entryway of it. So I will I'll bring you guys over there, and you guys can
Well,
start looking around.
besides the lashings,
great.
lots of lashings. You know, the taxes and
Leah, I'm
well,
having
other than
I'm
that, things are
having
really
kind of
okay.
flashes of the Mercado.
Me too.
Where about?
Particularly the Mercado uh, in Casablanca.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Uh,
so you guys are at the market.
and he put us right beside the wet market too, so it's the stinkiest part.
I love the
Yeah.
wet market.
No, it was the time that no, not that time. No, the
Well, we don't really need any meat to purchase, so let's head in a little bit further and see what else is in here.
So
Yes.
what merchants are we looking for specifically?
Well, we need to consolidate our money. So if we can find an exchange or a bank
Money changer?
or that kind of thing, a money changer of some sort. And we don't want to get one of those money changers that's going to not give, um, you know, that's going to want to exchange things at an exchange rate as if we were changing currency, not staying the same.
So we need a bank. And do we find a bank?
Well, let's move in and see what we see.
Okay, so to begin with, you start moving down the aisle.
You believe yourself to be a real pirate, are you?
The market is
I don't know about that.
even more congested than the streets were. It's wall to wall people in here, and there's yelling and screaming, like not screaming, but there's yelling and bartering going on in every stall. As you make your way in to the right of you or to the north, there is a little looks to be like a little cafe, and to the south of you there looks to be a rug merchant.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right, everyone, come a little closer. Uh, while we are in here, recognize that when you were in the big city, as wild elves, you may have little experience with this, but in the big cities like this, people are people aren't as naturally good as they are in the country, and so keep your pockets cinched tight and your goods close to you, because assume everyone near us is a pickpocket.
Aye.
Oh. Okay.
Are you still pulling the wagon?
Yeah.
With that,
So
coming down this aisle here, you see a mob of children come running down the aisle, and they kind of flood between your legs and through your legs, and make their way this way. You see the local guards, the flaming fists running after them, yelling at them and stuff like that as they pass. But yeah, you that happens.
Okay. We make sure we make room for the guards to chase them. Augustivus, why don't you go and
I'm going to maybe stay behind the cart. So you're at the front of the cart and I'm at the back of the cart.
Yeah, so
Trying
I'm not
to
as really as
protect
well.
the cart.
Not very
all right, I
Um,
don't
people here.
Three of you notice Yvette, Nimbus, and Leah. As the children are running past you, they pull and tug at your clothing.
Can't believe that. Whoa.
Okay.
okay.
So
Well,
Yvette is checking her pockets and pulls her backpack off and puts it on the front of her body instead of the back.
yeah, Nimbus will pay attention to whether or not he thinks anything is coming off of his body.
Can I do a perception roll
Sure.
For what?
to see if anything is being stolen from
Do
me?
I have any insight into whether or not these if and who is thinking
Uh,
about stealing from us?
if you'd like to roll an insight, you may.
Find out if I've had anything stolen off me. Perception.
Do I sense anything having been taken from me or identify anybody to have taken something from me?
Yeah, you are pretty sure that one of the kids grabbed one of Yvette's daggers as he was running by.
I am going to use athletics to try and grab the child as it goes past me.
Yvette is patting her pockets and realizes that
I swear I'd spin the coin on food,
one of her
sir.
daggers is gone. And she hollers at the cop, or the flaming fists. Stop that child! They stole my dagger!
I'm not saying that it wasn't easy, because it wasn't
And
easy.
runs off after them.
I don't know about that. I don't think I'm meant for anything like that.
Did I successfully grab the child?
Got it?
You do, but just a second. Okay, you managed to grab a hold of his arm, but just before he comes to a complete stop, he tosses the dagger to another one of the urchins who catches it deftly and continues running. And you now have this kid who's wriggling and scratching and biting at you.
Ew.
Can I
Ah.
Yvette is gonna chase down this kid.
can I cast
That
hold person on the kid that caught the dagger?
Yep.
Jay and Luna are wondering what the heck is going on.
you can help me too. You can go
'Cause
chase down
I
that
didn't,
kid.
my clothes didn't get pulled on, so I didn't know.
DC 14.
Who's doing a DC
You
14?
successfully hold person him.
Stop.
That's the kid who caught the dagger?
And yet another urchin grabs the dagger from his hand and continues running.
Oh, okay. I kind of want to go on there. I want to go. I'm gonna look around to see what's going on, and then once she realizes that he has one of Yvette's daggers, Jay's gonna run after him.
Hold on, ladies. Yvette, is that dagger special?
Well, it was a gift to me.
All right.
Can
So in
I
that
run
regard,
after?
yes, and it's a matched set, so I would be hard pressed to find an exact match for the dagger that I have in terms of both weight and
Nimbus is not leaving the cart.
proficiency.
Okay,
So
well,
Okay.
Jay
I
wants
think
to
I
run
should
after.
just, yeah, I think two people should stay back, and I'm just going to go after this kid.
I'm gonna
And
come.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow with stealth, and I'm just going to steal it back.
Because
Okay, they're running, so if you're going to follow with stealth, then you're going to be a lot slower, so you're going to lose track of
Well,
them real quick.
besides the lashings.
Okay, well then I'm not going to be stealthy. I'm going to follow them while they're running.
Taxes and
Okay.
well,
Um,
other than that, they're actually
so
really nice people.
basically what happens is the urchins spread or basically take off in all directions as soon as they hit the street here towards the east. You're not sure which urchin has the dagger because they all kind of look the same. And or at least roll me a perception check.
Remember, I'm helping.
Can't help on this one, sorry, Monk.
No, I don't mean that.
Yeah, so you don't know which one has it. There's three directions that basically the kids can run from. At this point, it's like a street, so they can go left, right, or straight ahead. And the kids are going in all directions. They just basically scatter.
You want to strike a date?
Hmm.
Just for you.
Okay, so I
so
guess I've lost that dagger.
I still have Hissy Scratchy Kid.
That's right.
And are the officers running by?
The officers are basically right with you.
Officers, you have one here. That one is magically held.
Are yeah, great. Thank you very much. We'll take these guys right now, and we'll beat them. Don't worry. They'll never do this
My
again.
dagger back.
They stole your dagger.
They stole a valuable dagger from me. Valuable not in terms perhaps of money, but in terms of, meaning.
Oh, then they'll be punished by the maximum extent of the law. Thank you very much for bringing them to me. And they grab him, and as they're pulling him away, you hear him say, "You both are going to lose a hand over this one."
Boy.
Well, that was quite the rout.
Hmm.
Okay, so Yvette goes ahead and she tapes or really makes sure that everything on her person is secure because she does not want to lose
All right,
anything
Augustus,
else.
I'm going to guard this carton chest. Why don't you go to this restaurant ahead, right here in front of us? Purchase us something to munch on and have a
Yummy.
chat to find out from them where the best place that we might be able to liquidate our our
Consolidator.
goods, our goods and coin.
Yvette is sitting there and she's about as close to a sulk as she can get. She's practically got steam coming out of her ears. Not feeling real sociable right now.
Okay, so yeah, you find you basically go in there and you see there's cook kind of in the kitchen, and there's a serving lady that's serving the tables in front of her and helping prepare the food for them. As you approach, she says, "Hi, how may I help you?"
Hello there. I was looking to purchase something that might be easy for myself and my comrades, and I gesture back to the group, to eat it as we explore the rest of the market. Maybe a few turkey legs or something to that idea. Do you have anything like that?
Well, we have do have a stock of turkey legs. We'd be happy to furnish you with them. They're only cooked a couple hours ago, so they're still pretty fresh.
Oh,
Lovely. I would take 5, please.
She looks at you and goes, "5? You are hungry."
Well, to share with my friends, of course.
Oh, you have friends.
Yes. I
You can't even
just.
see your friends from where you are right now. There's so many people.
There's.
get me a cold. I yell out, get me something cold to drink,
Do you have
please.
any? Do you have any?
Gustavus.
Do you have any mead?
We do have mead um, and ale. Well, actually, no. Sorry, they don't have mead and ale. They have water.
Okay. And
She says,
so,
if you're looking for mead or ale, you can try the one of the two drinking establishments in the market.
right, right. Maybe just some water to quench our thirst right now. And I think I have a water skin that I could maybe ask her to fill.
Okay, she fills your water skin for free, and charges you for the meals. I have my
2 silver apiece would be a gold.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how much it is again for. Oh, there it is. That'd be 5 silver pieces each. So that'd be 25 silver pieces, or 2.5 gold.
So I give her 3 gold.
Have you any idea?
She says, "Oh, I'll be right back with your change." And she comes back and holds out 50 gold pieces or 50 silver pieces.
Augustus
Oh no, not 50.
takes
Sorry, 5 silver pieces. Uh,
Augustus takes 2 of the silver pieces, leaving her the rest, and um, says, we're new to town and new to this market, and we are looking for a place um, to be able to sell some goods that we have acquired along the way, and a currency exchanger. Not so much to change into different kinds of currency, but just to uh, be able to uh, decrease the volume. You know.
yes, I think I understand. You're looking for the bank, and the bank is across the street from the market,
All right. Thank you so much. Across to the
to the
to
east.
to the east. All right. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
You're welcome.
Augustus fights his way back across. He hands each person a turkey, including Luna, a turkey leg.
Okay.
Yay!
You do notice that the alleys here are quieter than the main street that you're kind of on.
Mhm. I heard the bank is in this direction, across the street to the east. Perhaps if we head there first, we can get out of this crush of people and get the first part of our business done.
And when Gussie says to go east, is Gussie gesturing to the west?
We're going to assume Augustus knows which direction is east.
All right. So you guys make your way across the street. You find a sturdy-looking stone building, typical bank-looking building. There's guards out front, a couple of really large, well-trained orcs stand ready. And you go inside and you find other orcs inside that are guarding, as well as other races that are guarding, but it looks like a very heavily guarded establishment.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna lift up that chest and bring it in with us?
Yes. Jay, will you help me?
Yep.
Augustus stays with the wagon and the rest of our goods.
Okay.
What goods do we have in the wagon that aren't in our chest?
2 tents,
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so we'll head in.
does the chest have all the extra armor, the other weapons we're not carrying, all those things?
No.
Chest just has coin.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm watching. All those other things.
The chest has coin and any. Oh, I guess we're carrying our own
Jewels.
potions and everything. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
But our chest,
Let's go.
Yeah, so
our
I'm not
wagon
as
has
really
arrows, crossbow
well,
bolts,
not
javelins,
very
chainmail, and a
quick with
shield.
many people here.
Okay. All right. And 2 tents.
And 2 tents. Oh, I
Okay.
better add them to
All
our.
right.
Well, no, it's okay, Mom. I've got it in my inventory, written in my inventory. Okay. We'll carry the chest in.
Okay. So you make your way up the stairs. The orcs don't even seem to really pay attention to you. You enter without any issue. You make your way through the door, and you see a large room with a bunch of desks that are set about 6 feet away from each other, kind of in rows down the middle or down the edges of the room. And it looks like there's clients sitting with bank employees, and they're discussing their financial issues and stuff like that, or wants. As you walk in, a man comes forward to greet you, and he says, "Welcome to Neverwinter Bank. How may I be of service?"
Well, good day to you.
"And a good day to you, sir. Are you looking to make a deposit?"
Yes, I believe we are, Jay. Why don't you discuss this with this gentleman?
Are we making a deposit?
I thought we were switching the currency.
Well, I mean, what we have is we have a great deal of coin, and it is such a burden to be hauling it around. So, whatever is the best way to deal with that. Does your bank deal with any kind of a checking system? For instance, we will be spending a fair amount of money in this city.
Okay, so wanted put in a deposit because we just got too much
Uh,
money.
he says, "Just one moment. Let me close the door." And as he closes the door, the sound of the street sort of dies away.
Kevin's.
So why don't you follow me to my desk, and we can start discussing the matters more comfortably.
All right, we'll do that.
All right. So he leads you over to his desk, which is about midway down on the right side, and he snaps his fingers, and one of the guard orcs, a couple of the guard orcs, grab a couple more seats, and from these sort of, they have arrangements of seats in the middle, kind of like conversation areas, and they grab another couple of chairs, and so that you all have a seat. And he once you guys are comfortably seated, he sits down and he says, "Would you by any chance be interested in a refreshment?"
I am fine. How about you, uh, my elves?
What
Would
would that mean?
like a
Oh wait, water.
coffee.
Yes, I do. We do have a fresh brewed pot of coffee. I can get you each a glass if that's what you like.
I would just like water.
Ah, water for the young miss. No problem. All right, I will be right back. And he gets up and goes and gets you guys some coffees and a glass of water for Jay.
I need to go to the washroom.
Does he point out where she can go to the washroom?
Yeah. She has the bladder of like a gnat.
Maybe she just drinks enough water that her body has to keep flushing itself out. Sorry, you guys, I never even thought about the fact that this would make us stay here a little bit longer. But I am just so wanting a cup of Java.
So, how was everybody's day today?
It's
Is
kind
this
of
the
a
banker?
mad day.
A mad
Is this
day?
the banker?
No.
A mad day. I can't believe how hot it was where you are. That's
Yeah, it was really nice here today.
Leah had to deal with dum-dums in HR.
Did they figure it out?
no. I just have to solve, and I don't know what's gonna happen. Just causes me stress. And I was on a lot of meetings, so I'm ready for the week to be over. I don't like Thursdays, because, like,
I'm back.
Thursday is the worst day of the week. It's way worse than Mondays.
Because Thursdays, you go into Thursday thinking, well, I must be mostly through the week, but no, you're not.
Exactly. You're excited because you've made it through Wednesday and the week is more than half done, but then you all of a sudden realize you still have 2 days left.
And those days are full of work. Alrighty. So, now that you guys all have your refreshments, he sits down and steeples his fingers and leans back in his chair and says, "And how can our bank help you today?"
Well, go ahead, Jay. Tell him. Oh,
Jay,
I think we lost her.
Yep.
Jay, babe.
Oh, here she comes back. Looks like.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey.
kiddo.
Hello.
So, did you hear what I said?
Nope.
So the guy sits down in his chair after he gets you the refreshments and the coffee, steeples his fingers, and says, "And how can the Neverwinter Bank be of assistance to you today?"
To me?
And
Yes,
then,
Jay.
and then Nimbus said, "Why don't you tell him, Jay?"
Oh, sorry. I forgot to press the button and I started talking. Um, I think we want to make a deposit because of um all this money that we're carrying around.
Already had a run-in with some street urchins who have thieved from me a highly prized possession.
How unfortunate. We have had such a trouble nuisance of late with the urchins in the market.
So we will be spending a great deal of this money in Neverwinter, but we would like
Yes,
to
yes.
consolidate it down. Uh, do does your bank deal in like promissory notes of some sort, checks or whatever?
We do have a uh, uh, promissory writ that is recognized by the marketplace.
Well, what do you think, Jay?
Hmm. Well, I don't really know that much stuff about money. Hmm.
You just know how to spend it.
Yep.
So,
Well, I think maybe our best thing to do would be to deposit a large portion of what we have, particularly the smallest currencies, hang on to a certain amount ourselves, personally, and then when we go and do our shopping, I think that much of our shopping will will benefit all of us, so we would pay for most things out of our group funds. Does that make sense?
makes perfect sense to me. I just want to clarify one thing with this gentleman, though. So when we leave the city, if we have any funds on deposit with your bank, can we, are your writs recognized outside of the city, or shall we just cash out our account?
Well, our writs are usually recognized by most of the major banking facilities within uh, the Sword Coast. However, you will find trouble using the writs at the marketplaces in other cities. You would have to get it changed at a bank in those cities.
For a fee, of course.
Yes, usually that is the case.
Well, it seems fair. They They have to pay the bills. And if we don't cash out our money and leave it with your bank, do we expect it to earn interest?
It will accrue interest on a rate of, I don't know, what does a bank savings usually get? Like 2% or 0.2%?
Yeah,
0.02%?
0.25 kind of a thing is
Yeah.
decent.
Well, 0.2 is what he says.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah. Well, what say you? Do we put most of it in at the very least our small currency? Our the copper and the silver. These darned electrum that shouldn't exist.
Well, let's just have a quick look at how much we do have in our group funds again. So at this point, we have 489 copper, 19 silver, 100 gold, and 2 platinum, as well as 7 gems that are worth 50 gold pieces each. Do you have a safety deposit box that we could put those in?
The gems are fine. I think we can. We would keep our gems.
Okay.
So my suggestion is that we just go ahead and deposit all of our copper and all of our silver, and that includes our personal coppers and silvers. And I will go and at Electrum, and I can go and fetch Gussie's. Does that make sense to you?
How will we differentiate our group funds from our individual funds?
Well, I'm thinking that we don't necessarily need to. Most of the things we will purchase, I think, will be things that will benefit us as a group, even if they benefit us as individuals.
Okay.
I mean, we will be reasonable. None of us will go running around wanting to spend all the money on ourselves and not on each other. Right?
Right. Okay, then yeah, and typically we haven't bought things that that are
Yeah.
what I would
And I think we tend to be fair about when we have brought in loot, we divvy it up reasonably fairly.
say
You know?
If it is of interest, we can set up separate accounts for each of you.
for me. I will just put my silvers, electrums, and coppers in with the booty
In the group.
in the group.
Okay.
So I have
Um,
36 electrum.
You're going to need to make another column in that group funds for electrums, right? Well, I guess it doesn't matter once it's no. We
Once it's
need a column that's just the bank somewhere in there, because the bank you can put it as gold and you can put a decimal. That
Yeah. Store everything in gold.
okay. So let's go right ahead and do that. I will go and get Gussie's electrum, copper, and silver. So if in the meantime you ladies want to tell this gentleman how much electrum, copper, and silver you are giving him, or Shane, do you want Mum to do the math?
No, just get her to do the math, yeah.
Okay. Okay, Mum. So put a spot on the group journal that's like bank.
there is this bank there now.
Okay. And so start by putting, you know what? I'm going to grab a calculator. Gussie,
Yes.
can I assume that you will give your copper, silver, and electrum over to Nimbus to bring in?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let's just do that. So can everyone tell me what you have for copper? So the group copper first.
489, and my personal stash is 506.
Mine is also 506.
Mine is 511. And Gussie, copper.
511.
Mum, can you just note this down for a moment there in the bank?
Yep.
Can you note 25.23?
Gold.
Gold. Yeah. We'll just record what's in the bank as gold. Yeah. And then I'll get everyone's silver.
Okay. The group has 19 silver, and I have 207.
I have 225.
And Jay?
For the silver or electrum?
Silver.
210.
Okay, Mum, can you put another number? 86.3?
Sorry, I'm just removing my copper. Say that again.
86.3.
86.3. Okay.
Okay, and yeah, let's do electrum.
I have 36 electrum.
And does the group have any electrum? No, it doesn't.
No.
I
also have 36.
And so do I. And Jay?
Electrum 36.
Okay, that's 72.0. I guess that's it. Is everyone happy hanging on to the? I mean, I think everybody's going to have approximately a couple hundred gold. Are you comfortable hanging on to a couple hundred gold?
Yeah. But what about the platinum?
Oh yeah, just hang on to your platinum. The platinums and the gems we'll keep.
So that means that the bank has 0.5, 3, 11, 13. 183.53 golds, right?
183.5. Yeah, that's probably, yeah, that probably sounds right. If you add those three numbers together, and that's what you get. So it was how much gold?
183.15. Oh, sorry, 0.55.
183.55.
53, sorry. 0.53.
Okay. 1, 2. I'm wondering if we want to hang on to a couple hundred each. Yeah, that's probably not. Does that
Well,
sound like it's many?
we will have writs that we can produce for
this other, yeah. Okay.
Is it even worth depositing?
Well, yeah. Okay, so if we exchange this money,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of an exchange? What is it? There must be a fee.
There is. Uh, what is it usually when you get like a money exchange? It's like, is it like 5% or
3%.
3%? Okay, yeah, you'll say 3%.
Well, okay. Well, yes. A voice in my head makes a good point. Is it worth depositing the money if we're only going to hang on to our gold and not put our gold in as well? Is it worth hanging on to the money or just exchanging this less than a couple hundred gold? What do you think?
well, personally, I don't think it's worth it, but that's just my opinion.
Okay.
So
What do
it
you
would
think, Jay?
cost us 5.51 gold pieces just to convert it into gold.
But we have to because it's just far too heavy otherwise.
Yeah. So
Okay, let's do that. Does that make sense, Jay?
Jay?
Kinda.
You sound like you're bored, Jay.
I'm tired because
All right.
last night I had a hard time falling asleep. I stayed up till 11 because I was really hot in my bed.
All right, sir. I think now that we've done a good actual tally of how much we have, it's probably best for us to just do an exchange of this money.
That is fair.
Yeah.
I thought once I saw it that would be your decision. But the bank is more than happy to exchange your funds for a more manageable coin.
Thank you
So
very
that
much.
means that we will be left with 178.02 gold pieces, which would bring our gold total to 278.02.
Okay. All right. So everyone, go to your character sheet and make sure you erase. Erase everything of your electrums and everything of your coppers. Leave yourself 10 silver so you have some silver. Just,
Okay.
yeah. And yeah, so do that. And do we want to divvy up the group gold or leave it?
Yes. Divvy it up.
Okay.
I think it makes sense to divvy it up because at least if one of us gets robbed, the other ones will be all right. I mean, we'll
Okay.
be able to cover each other.
Okay. So go to your character sheet and remove all of your electrum, all but 10 of your silver, and all of your copper. Do that first, and then
Okay,
we'll do the add.
I'm done. I did it while you guys were just talking.
Me too. I'm done.
Yee.
Each of us would get 69.505 gold.
Except that one of the gold is going to be the 10 silver that we kept.
Okay.
So everyone take everyone, then that's 5. So everyone take 68 gold and 1 silver.
68.
6-8.
Oh, I thought
6-8
6.
gold, 68 gold, and 5 silver.
Done.
Good.
Okay. So now we all have our own funds, but if we're running short on something and we need help, we'll be able to work it out. And we still have to liquidate some of these magic items we
So that leaves us
we have to sell.
with 2 platinum, 19 silver. No, sorry.
Oh yeah, you know what? You make a good point. Because we're exchanging the money anyway, we might as well take advantage of the fact that we're exchanging the money and take 100 gold away and give yourself 10 platinum.
Hmm?
So remove 100 gold and then
Okay.
give yourself 10 platinum.
Okay. There.
Then all
All
we've
right.
got in our common kitty is 7 gems at 50 gold pieces each.
Yes. Yeah. That's
So
and
maybe this fine gentleman can tell us where we would get the best deal if we were to sell these gems.
oh, we'll probably just use the gems as currency.
Oh, okay.
But perhaps you can tell us what would be the best place for us to go to sell our excess magic items.
Well, I would start within the market. There are various stores of various curiosities. Make your way through and find the store which fits the item that you would like to sell.
Well, Jay, I think that's our cue to go shopping. How does that sound?
Yes. I want to go shopping. I've been waiting this whole time to go shopping.
Good day to you, sir.
And to
Thank you for
you.
your assistance.
Before you leave, I am Mr. Smith, and if you ever require my assistance, please don't hesitate to visit.
We will come directly for you.
Thank you.
Nimbus will pick up the now mostly empty box.
Yep.
Take it back out to the cart. And why don't Yvette? Why don't you carry those gems on you so that we don't have to worry so much about keeping an eye on our
Okay.
cart?
So I will put those gems in my next to my skin beneath my shirt in a little pouch. And I have a secret pocket there that will just do nicely.
Well, Gussie, want to go shopping?
Definitely.
So, are we looking for a magical items
All right, so
place?
you make your way back into the market, the press of the people, and yeah, uh, Jay, you
Yes.
are kind of in the middle of an opening. There's people kind of going in all directions. There's jugglers that are performing in here, and there's a bard who's also performing in here.
Gus,
Oh, Augustus, you got some competition.
where did Gustavus go?
Gussie's checking out the alleyways, trying to get
Okay.
mugged or something.
Augustus, you have some competition.
Yeah. So the press is on, and yeah, you see stalls in all directions. Um, you're in an open air.
Okay.
Oh, we have an
Yeah, it's open
armorer
air.
here.
Daddy, are people creating like a little small circle around Luna?
Do you think people are concerned about your wolf?
Yeah.
No, they don't seem overly concerned.
Oh,
They don't. They do give it a little bit of a berth, but you know, there you actually see other people wandering through with what looks like familiars as well.
We're not the only adventurers they've seen.
so here is an armorer's shop,
Oh, that sounds good.
which is perfect for what I need because I would like to replace my dagger. And I would like to get a matched set. So I would like to see what this workman has to offer.
Oh, it looks like there is armor and weapons and a Fletcher. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yep.
Maker.
Yeah. So you make your way up to the store keep, and you know, it's a. I'm not going to do his voice, but basically, you find whatever you're looking for in the player's handbook is here.
Okay. Do these shops look like they have anything magic?
Um, there's the odd item that's behind. Like they have some cases that are like uh, that with bars on them, and they have items behind the bars, which you can kind of see, but.
Where do we look to see the player's handbook to see how much things cost, or do you want us to ask you?
I'll grab a link.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get a pair of matched daggers here.
Okay. Daggers cost.
2 gold pieces each.
Yep.
And scabbards. I want some little sheaths for them.
They have this music mix so loud in here.
There's a link in Discord. Okay, so to double check what we have for to try and sell, we have a few things that are in that group, the group coffers. Nimbus is also carrying. There's that immovable rod, which I don't think we should probably sell because it might come in handy. There's the dust of disappearance, which could be good.
I knew we had something that was disappearing.
Okay. And we have a wand of pyrotechnics that we can just sell, and a hat of wizardry we can sell. And what about you guys on your character sheets and your equipment? Do you have anything in there that we were just kind of hanging on to until we could sell it?
I have something called the Clockwork Amulet that allows me to, if I make an attack roll while wearing the amulet, I can forego rolling the d20 to get a 10 on the die.
Oh, I have a gem that's worth 50 gold pieces.
I don't know about that amulet. I think you could probably sell that. Is that?
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, I don't see a particular use for it.
You have a potion of healing still, but you should keep that. In fact,
Yeah,
we'll probably buy more of those.
I'm keeping that, definitely.
And those sending stones, what do you think? Do we want to sell those or keep those?
Well, we got
We
them
always
at the
forget to use
very
them.
start. And we need them.
And you're right, we have never used them because we always forget about them.
Yeah.
So maybe we should add the sending stones to the list.
My game is really glitchy.
And the clockwork amulet.
Refresh then, sweetie.
Okay. Oh wait, right as I was about to press refresh, it all went back to normal. Oh wait, no, never mind. One spot didn't. Oh wait, no. Why? Just go over top. Okay, now I'm refreshing.
And Jay, do you know about some things that you've like? Or have you been holding on to any magic items we got that we would want to maybe sell? I know your armor is good, and we don't want to sell it.
Yeah.
And that's the same with Gustavus. His mithril armor is good. He doesn't want to sell that. But what
When
else do
we
you?
got those gems, weren't we were gonna save them to sell?
Use those as cash.
Yeah, if we're buying something expensive, we might want
Oh.
to use the gems.
Oh, I got confused. Okay.
You definitely want to sell your cloak of billowing, right?
No.
Oh.
Don't. No.
What about that neck? No?
Actually, maybe. I don't know. I haven't used it yet, and I'm kind of scared to use it. I'm only scared to use it because of how many of the charges would they ever come back?
I don't think so. There might be a way to charge magic items I'm not aware of.
But that would be very handy. That actually would have been very handy while we were fighting all of those monsters.
Yes, that probably, yes. That would have been really a good thing, is to toss a fireball into the house.
I was thinking to use it for. I don't know. Actually, I don't even know what I was thinking we would use it for.
But maybe the sending stones. We've already talked about that.
Well, I have one of them.
Yeah.
Have
But
we have
we
we
have to sell
found
them as a pair.
have we found a merchant?
Well, we are standing with some merchants, and we're just trying to get stock of the things that we have to sell to look at whether or not it would make sense to sell them with the people that we're dealing with right now. None of the things that we've talked about here, I think, are were weapons or the armorer might be interested in the hat. Uh, I mean, we can ask, but we're just taking stock of the things that we're actually looking to sell. And Augustivus, are you holding on to anything that we're thinking we should probably try and sell?
No, I don't have anything to sell. I'm ready to buy.
Like, maybe that iron stone of sustenance? No? You like that?
I don't see any reason why I would sell that. It's wondrous.
Okay. What about the cloak of billowing?
It's fabulous.
What about the instrument of illusions?
Also fabulous.
And you're thinking that staff of bird call is you're gonna need that all the time?
It means we don't have to go caw caw anymore.
All right, if you think it's worth hanging on to. I guess we'll talk to the armorer.
Okay. So the armor is not interested in the hat.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna have to. And I did. None of these guys are gonna be interested in the wand, and or the necklace, or the stones. Um.
And the guy's already on to another customer, by the way. He's gone.
Oh,
Ah,
okay. I think these stores we are no good to us as far as selling the magic things that we have. So have a look at the mundane items. If you need any more weapons or armor, or I think we're good for arrows. Yes.
Yeah, 25 left.
We maybe we'll buy another 25. I think, or 20. It was 1 gold for.
This guy's got tridents.
I know, I'm just waiting for Trevor to stop talking and then I can start
God,
talking.
that'll never happen.
Yeah, you don't wait for me to stop talking. Just start talking. That goes for all of you, by the way.
Is there
Ab- ab-
any...
ab- ab-
Did you get a slap there?
I would like to purchase 2 tridents, a war pick, and a flail.
All right. Standard price is in the thing. I can tell you what they are.
Is there anything here, any of those things here that appear magical? Well, I'm gonna buy those, and then I'm gonna say to the proprietor, I would like to purchase 2 tridents, a war pick, and a flail. And I'm wondering, I see back behind your counter you have a few items that seem potentially of a wouldn't want to say higher quality, but a different quality. Um, any items here with special powers?
I we have some magical items if that's what you're looking for.
What would you happen to have, my little charming friend?
Who you calling little there, little lady?
Laddie.
Just a term of endearment, that's all.
Don't mind him. Gussie calls everyone little.
Well, we got some ammunition. We got some arrows of +2.
Any slicing or dicing type magical weapons?
Well, we've got
Like a flail.
we got the scimitar of warning.
Rapier, scimitar of warning. I'd like to have a look at that.
You know how to look it up?
I am looking it up. Except now I scrolled and I can't spell scimitar.
So where do I find arrows?
Look for ammunition +2.
Ammunition +2. So that would be.
You won't. If you search for a scimitar warning, you won't find one. If you look for a weapon of warning, you'll find it.
I have scimitar of warning. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, you're looking. Okay.
That looks quite interesting. You wouldn't happen to have a dragon slayer scimitar, do you?
No, and that's quite specific there, lass.
Well, I'm just. Would you know of anyone in the marketplace or in town who might have weapons of dragon slaying?
If there were weapons of dragon slaying, they'd be at my shop.
Alright. Well, I'll take this scimitar of warning.
Why are you looking for magic weapons, Gussie? You have a dragon slaying sword.
I want more magic weapons. You just never know when you might want a magic weapon.
Okay, I'm just trying to find the price here. Give me a sec.
Well, you might want magic armor or jewelry or a handkerchief or something.
All right. How much you willing to? How much did you want to spend on it?
Oh, that's a very, very interesting question. How much do I want to spend? Given a choice, I'd spend a gold, but I know that's unreasonable.
Find arrows +2.
He kind of crosses his arms and starts tapping his foot.
Alright, so we're looking at a flail, a scimitar of warning, 2 tridents. So let's see here. 10 gold pieces for the flail. Regular scimitar will run you like 25 gold pieces. Let's just ignore that right now. So a flail is 10 gold, a trident, 2 tridents another 10, or pick another 10. So that's like 30, no, it's another 5. So 10, 20, 25. And a war hammer is another 5. I got 30, 40 gold, and then if we were going, so I'm already looking at spending 40 gold in your establishment overall. So,
Lass, you'd be looking at spending a lot more than 40 gold if you're looking at that scimitar.
so 40 gold plus the scimitar. I would spend. Oh, how much money do I have? I could spend like. I'd be willing to take the whole lot for 90 gold pieces.
Well, if you're going to waste my time, then I will go on to other customers. And he turns away from you.
I have a feeling that if we all pooled all of our gold together, we might be able to afford a single magic weapon.
Single what?
Magical weapon.
Okay, I didn't know what a magical weapon was worth.
Taxes.
Okay,
Well,
alright.
other than that, they're actually really
Then maybe I'll just get the flail, the two tridents, the war pick, and the warhammer.
All right. He another sales guy kind of comes forward and takes your gold and gives you what you're looking for.
Excellent.
And you're gonna just add that to your battle axe, your dagger, your sword.
Yes.
They do have a rather nice spiked set of armor that looks like it was made by the dwarves, and a gleaming set of studded leather armor.
Jay. No, Jay has magic armor. Yvette. I don't know if you.
Oh, sorry.
Yvette, I don't know if you would be interested in gleaming armor, but it looks pretty fancy.
So, gleaming armor. Is it light armor?
Don't look it up.
Don't look it up.
No.
The
Oh yeah,
the
go ahead and look it up. Go ahead and look it up.
it's
It's
studded.
fine.
You said it was studded leather, right?
Studded leather armor of gleaming.
Oh, of gleaming. Oh, it's actually of gleaming.
Magical item?
It's studded leather, so it's light armor. Yes.
Studded leather. Plus 12, so it will give me an additional 0.3. And I am in leather right now. So it would add 3 pounds. So I should be able to manage that. That's 45 gold pieces. Yeah, I think that I will give me an extra hit point, which always comes in handy in a fight.
Well, you are in studded right now.
Oh, am I?
Yes.
I'm just gonna go let the dog out.
So why don't you ask him what this fancy armor does?
So what is the difference between this um, studded leather of gleaming, armor of gleaming, is compared with what I have on? It physically looks very similar.
The armor of gleaming never soils.
Never soils.
That's correct.
So if it gets blood on it, the blood just
Falls away.
falls away. Well, geez, that would be handy. It wouldn't be stinky then.
Well, but Yvette, Augustus can clean your armor by flicking his finger 100 times a day.
Oh, okay. So then we won't worry about that. Well, I think if that's the case, then there's no advantage to me as long as I am with my compatriots here.
Is there any other weapons I don't mean to be insensitive, but you are down one dagger.
I've got two. I picked up a pair of daggers.
Oh, okay.
I picked up a pair of daggers, so I now have 3 daggers. I've got one in my boot and 2
I'm
in
back.
sheaths
Welcome back.
on either side of my body.
I see you got yourself a sling, Mum?
Yep, I have a sling.
Did you get sling bullets, or
Well, I've just
does
been
you
using
need?
ball bearings, but I could get bullets.
Oh, you can use your ball bearings. Yeah, sure. Use your ball bearings. Why not?
Yeah.
So this armor that you have described, Shane, so is it medium armor?
The dwarven stuff? Yep.
Because I already have a chain shirt, so is this better than what I have right now?
Um, uh,
What time of it is it? Like, what time is it?
e- in the game?
Yeah.
Mid afternoon?
I actually need some +2 arrows.
What time is it for you guys?
7:43, and it is, according to the clock, 1:13.
Um, what was I looking up? Oh, that spiked armor looks like it will be one better than what you have.
It's called Spiked Armor of Gleaming.
Oh, it's of gleaming too.
Yeah.
um, what do they have? Just normal, like just spiked armor?
Yep.
I don't think it meant for anything like
They
that.
have normal spiked armor.
So I have this chain shirt, and if I was to exchange it for this spiked armor that you have, what sort of additional um additional costs would you require?
Just a second, I'm just trying to find out.
It looks to me like it's the same as scale mail.
The chain shirt was worth 50 gold.
Yeah, it's um. So yeah, spiked armor says spiked armor is a rare type of medium armor made by dwarves. It consists of leather, coat, and leggings covered with spikes that are usually made out of metal. But um, if it's going by the cost in here, it's 75 gold, and it has exactly the same stats as scale mail, which only costs 50. You're paying for the rarity of it, and what you're also paying for is that if you were a druid, you can't wear the metal armor, but you can wear spiked armor because the spikes can be bone.
Be
Believe
gold?
yourself to be a real
Bone.
firefighter.
Oh, bone. Right.
I don't know about that, mate.
So you're, unless you want it because it's particularly dwarven, you save 25 gold just getting scale mail.
But scale mail has a disadvantage on stealth. Does
Yes.
this stuff have a
Yeah,
disadvantage on
it's
stealth?
exactly the same stats. It's a carbon copy.
I'm just running for a bio break. I have to get +2 arrows, you guys, so.
Okay.
The +2 arrows are 100 gold each.
Holy snot, the fact that I had 5 of them at one point was quite a thing.
Yeah, and consider that ammunition breaks.
Sometimes that rooster sounds like it's dying.
Yeah.
Mhm. Scares me.
So Jay, you you're probably pretty happy with your armor, right? You don't
Yes.
have any interest in changing your armor.
Nope.
You either wouldn't have interest or wouldn't be able to afford to upgrade your longbow. Let's see. I guess really once we're done with the armor, and weapons, the and I think we're just about done with the mundane armor and weapons. Then we are going to be able to go to some shops and maybe there will be some. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure. What kind of things do you think you might want to look for?
A horse.
Of course.
I was thinking the same thing, that I would look fantastic sitting on a horse.
And billowing your cape while the horse is standing on its hind legs.
per,
Exactly.
So did we find some +2 arrows? Does this guy
They're
have
Yeah,
not cheap.
they're 100 gold pieces each.
100 gold pieces each?
Each.
They're pretty expensive.
Holy shit. Well, I
Magic
think that
stuff. Grandma.
Grandma.
holy smokes.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
magic stuff is expensive. Yeah.
then I guess I will just ask you to bespell my arrows before we play.
Yeah, maybe. So I think we've come to the conclusion that everybody's got basically the best weapons and armor they can kind of wrangle right now, with the possible exception of Gustavus, is looking at the possibility of armor. So what are you thinking,
Nope,
Gussie?
nope. Um, he does not wish to purchase any armor, but he asked the proprietor of the shop, now that we are finished shopping for armor, my good friend here and I are interested in potentially finding mounts. Is there a stable in this market where we could look for some horses?
There is not.
Oh, no.
Well, that's kind of a total letdown.
You have everything except for a stable?
That's right. This is
Well,
more
there
of
may
a
be,
bazaar than a market.
there will be one near the inn where we stay, and if we don't like the horses we see there, then there will be other ones elsewhere in the city.
What
Oh,
about an apothecary?
You know what now?
An apothecary, yes. There is an apothecary in the market. It's you have to find it. It's over that way. And he goes on to another customer.
Okay.
Rude.
we need to find someone who will purchase mostly their magical jewelry. I think we have several pieces of wondrous items and such. So we have to keep our eyes open for merchants that are dealing in those things.
Yep.
Do you want to lead the way to explore the market a bit more, Jay? Hopefully we can find a place where we can buy some potions?
Yes, Jay. Please try and find us a place that has jewelry and clothing, like magical jewelry and clothing.
Okay.
Just leave Luna behind for now to make it easier on yourself. We'll just pretend Luna's with you.
And also the apothecary.
Oopsies. Goodbye, Luna. Let's go.
We're following you, Jay.
I don't know where to go. What's this?
Kind
What's
of
what?
looks like
It's a stairwell.
Can we go up it?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna go up.
Do we want to go upstairs? Let's stick to the bottom floor first.
Okay.
all right, but we have to go up later.
Yes,
Yeah, we
we
will.
do.
But what have we got here
Hey,
in
Jay,
Yes.
but you can't go so fast.
Because he has to describe what you're seeing and stuff.
Oh. Describe fast.
Okay, so straight ahead of you there on the west side of you, go back up. There's a bookstore there with all sorts of books in it. Right below you is a pottery store. Okay, you go in the bookstore.
Yeah, I wanna see what's in the bookstore.
Will they have
Okay.
magic text in there?
There's an old man sitting on the chair in the corner, and he gets up when you come into his shop, and he says, "Oh, welcome to the library. How may I help you?"
I just came in here because I just wanted to look, but my friends might want to look for something specific if they come in.
Well, do invite them in.
Come in, come in, come in, come in, come in, come in, come in.
Well, Nimbus or Gussie might be interested in magic, anything magical.
Did you find something, Jay?
Let's look. Have a look see.
All right, we look around.
All right, can I have a perception check?
Okay, 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 okay.
Okay, Jay, you notice that there is a tome on the book on the shelf, and it's entitled Sorry, I just have to get it again here. I've already forgotten what it's called.
Oh, daddy.
The Beginner's Guide to Demon Summoning 101. Please read the first chapter out loud.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's useless.
Yeah, you find what looks to be a magical, like a spell book on the shelf.
Ooh.
Well, I think none of us, even us spellcasters, we don't use spell books. Those are for wizards mostly.
Oh, yeah.
What language is it written in?
Arcana.
Oh, well, then I can't read it.
very
Okay.
interesting looking book, but
I
I
wanna look over
can't
here.
read it.
I'm meant for anything like that.
You want a what, Monkey?
I wanna look over there,
Over where?
where I am.
Oh, okay. Sure, another perception check. All right, you don't find anything too interesting.
Okay, now I wanna look over here. Oh,
Yeah, you don't find anything interesting.
okay, well, I'll say goodbye. And I'm gonna go out.
Which way shall we head now?
I don't know. Where would
What
you like
is
to
further
go?
down here?
Oh, I probably shouldn't play this song
Why?
because I'm streaming.
Oh,
Yep.
I don't want to be cut off.
All right, Jay, where to now?
Just about 8 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that
yeah, and I have to.
maybe we should wrap it up there.
Okay.
For now, yeah.
Alright. Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So are we good to go for Monday?
Yep.
Sounds great.